front of how you feeling. Letting sad, forced the peace. We were selling heavy squares, man. Even if you get in front of how you feeling. Letting sad, forced the peace. We were selling heavy squares, man. Buying new Kellys. Even if you get in front of how you feeling. Letting sad, forced the peace. We were selling heavy squares, man. Buying new Kellys every year. Shit, I get excited.
Colorado, one of the most picturesque locations in the world, let alone for college football, and you will see plenty of Buffaloes roaming here. Today, a couple of SEC teams get ready to square off in what ought to be an old-fashioned slobber knocker. As we'll see, the Florida Gators taking on the #1 team in the land, the Colorado Buffaloes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Gators will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out. It's Miller. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Buffaloes return team will have that offense backed up. There he is, the man who makes everything go, and they believe they're going to score every time they touch it when he's on the field, Jesse.
He plays with unbelievable confidence, Reese. Always knows where to go with the football. The entire playbook is at this guy's disposal.
Yeah, which is so much fun for a coach. So much fun to play with him. A guy that can do everything. Everybody on the field is active in a weapon.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the first down.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. They'll run it from the gun. Oh, did you like that stiff arm? Get a face full of that as he gets it up to the 34.
It's really frustrating when you get a guy in his spot. He's in the hole. He's there to do his job, and he can't get the guy on the ground. That's your job. Get him on the ground. You know, especially a guy that's not a huge back, you got to make that tackle. You can't make it easy on the offense where now they got a manageable situation.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Caught. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
And the Buffaloes with the 1st and 10. He wants to throw. The quick out. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Still some work to do after that last completion. It's 2nd down. The give to the tailback. They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield. Pick up 10 and the first down.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
Past the 30. Nothing but green ahead. Run out of bounds just before he could get it into the end zone, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Quickly complete. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. They'll try to pound their way in. And he gets nothing. And this defense is not giving an inch right on the goal line. They got mauled on the last play. Do they have anything that'll work on 3rd and goal from the 2? Trying to punch it in. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, your opponent can't beat you if you don't give them the football. And they were able to possess it throughout the entire first quarter, and they finally cap it off with that impressive rushing touchdown.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Gators offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. One thing to watch, can this guy get in the quarterback's head and make him take a peek at the rush, David?
Dang, Skippy, that's what you want to do. You want to make this guy a little bit more human and not as much of a game breaker at the quarterback spot. Get some pressure on him, hit him a few times.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he can't hurt you if he's laying on his back, and this defensive end can put him there often.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. First down sack, pushes it back. Now it's second down. Back to throw, it's Lagway. He'll pull it. The ball pops out. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back.
And those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football, you stick the quarterback and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
They'll leave it with the lone back. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game. There's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
He gets the first one off, and he was busier than he hoped in that loss last week, being called on 5 times. And the returner will be knocked down. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
One of the most difficult things about this slot receiver is his shiftiness and his athleticism. He's very, very difficult to tackle after the catch.
He's looking for an open man on second down. He's got his man. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you stick these fast suckers in the slot, they don't have to be big. But you get those guys that are so quick in the slot, they can get great matchups, and I can get the ball to them quick because they're such dynamic playmakers.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Fires to the right. Already find a hole in that secondary. Touchdown, Bucks! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. TCU is currently trailing, but if this young star leads a comeback today, he could join former Heisman winner Davey O'Brien among the legends to wear that uniform. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Baylor. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly.
Can anyone catch him? And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. They used a chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. To the air. It's Lagway. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Looking at a 2nd and short now. Wants to go up top. Gets it out fast. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down.
Real smart play. Great job. Get the positive yards, and then get your booty out of bounds.
And the Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Going up top on first down. Makes the grab down the middle. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They'll throw it from the red zone. Quarterback moving. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Dialing up a second down pass play. It's complete to the right. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Florida!
Man, what a great job by this offense finishing the half. It wasn't perfect. You're still trailing, but now you've cut that lead to a one-score game. Now in the second half, we can come out, make some things happen. We just created some big momentum for this offense. Now we take it into halftime.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far today in Boulder, and welcome in to the halftime update. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas at Folsom Field.
The Buffaloes will line up to kick off and start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football Palmer out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. To the air, it's Lagway. Tight end finds a soft spot. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through the rush.
And the pressure was all over him in the blink of an eye.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Fires toward the target. He's got it. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Looking to move it through the air. Moving out of the pocket. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
And giving up 3 sacks a week ago, now you've already given up 4 sacks. They got to find a way to protect their quarterback. Give him a little bit more time.
So now on 2nd and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Now they'll run the draw. Plows ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32. Seventh play of the drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking for a man. It's Lagway. Fires to the wideout. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the defense was expecting pass on that one. 3rd and long. They dial up the perfect coverage and a great job in the back end, reading and reacting to the quarterback when the ball was in the air, coming away with a massive interception.
And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Gets it out quickly.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile back.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Guys, Colorado has the lead here. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Quick strike complete. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Second down coming up. Using the quick game. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that route.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. big third down play here. If they get a stop, you'll see an immediate timeout. They'll try to run for it. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Buffaloes come to the line with a new set of downs. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. Little touch pass to the receiver. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. Works the middle. And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach.
Well, after that incompletion, it's decision time now for the head coach. You've got to lead. The game's close. Are you going to punt the ball away and count on your defense to win this thing, or do you have the confidence in your quarterback to make one more throw to win you this game?
And the Buffaloes will try to convert on 4th down. The RPO, it's complete. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
Well, I think the defense was even caught off guard on that one, guys. Not seeing the field goal unit trot out onto the field. They had a golden opportunity there to make a stop and get the ball back without surrendering any points. They couldn't do it, though, and now all of a sudden their backs are against the wall.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Quarterback sneak, trying to get a push. Wedges, pushes, and he's over and in for the touchdown. That score pushes us out to a comfortable margin, and they are oh so close to a 10-game winning streak.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin. Great execution by this offense to put this game away.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they finish the deal with the quarterback sneak. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Gators sending the offense back to work. It's a long shot, I know, but you have to keep fighting till the bitter end, Jesse.
But they call it a long shot for a reason, because they've still technically got a shot. I know it's not great, David, but let's see these guys fight to the end.
It's not great, but keep fighting, keep spinning that pill around. Use every second on this clock to try to get this game as close as you can.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And he needed a little bit wider field as that one falls out of bounds.
I'll tell you, this offense just can't afford too many more incompletions because time's running out in the game. They need big plays in the passing attack, vertically down the field.
The freshman able to get home with the sack. Clock is stopped. Timeout used by the defense. 14 seconds left. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
After being stopped there on fourth down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation, put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes! That ought to be enough to make this lead insurmountable, and with it, they'll be a perfect 10-0.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the fourth. They're just about ready to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. One more play to pad the stats. DBs will try to keep everything in front. A deep throw as the clock winds down. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the W.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.